Hey everybody, Subtac here, and today we're going to make a powerful antibiotic. Let's get to it. Alright, so I ran across this new recipe for a natural antibiotic. The claim is it's an old remedy, it's powerful, and it's something that can be very helpful for those of us who suffer from things like sinus problems and different things like that. So I'm going to try it and I'm going to show you how I make it. So first, let us get the recipe, and that would be 1/4 cup of finely chopped garlic, 1/4 cup of finely chopped onion, 2 peppers, finely chopped, 1/4 cup of grated ginger, 2 tablespoons of grated horseradish, and 2 tablespoons of turmeric powder, or 2 pieces of the root, turmeric root. You'll also want to be sure that you have plenty of apple cider vinegar and a gallon glass jar with a nice seal. Okay, now we're going to start processing the ingredients for our powerful antibiotic. And while we're doing that, let's talk a little bit about each ingredient. Garlic has been used for thousands of years to help fight a vast number of illnesses. Garlic produces a chemical called allicin, which is what gives it its powerful smell and makes it effective as an antibacterial and antiviral food. A scientific study of 146 adults showed that taking high doses of allicin for 12 weeks reduced the chances of catching a cold by 64%. And if a cold did set in, the symptoms were reduced by 70% in the study group. Ginger is a very powerful and aromatic root. The aromatic smell comes from essential oils and phenolic compounds such as gingerols and shagols in the root. Gingerols increase the movement of the gastrointestinal tract. It also has analgesic, sedative, anti-inflammatory, and antibacterial properties. Horseradish has been shown in laboratory tests to be antibiotic, active against a variety of bacteria, so this can benefit a sinus, intestinal, bladder, and skin infections. It has a high sulfur content, which may contribute to its antibiotic properties. It is also used as a successful vermifuge, helping kill and expel parasites from the system. It is an important immune stimulant, which is also known to increase the number of white blood cells in the bloodstream. It is also a powerful antioxidant, helping counteract the effects of stress and pollution in the environment on the body. For centuries, onions have been used to reduce inflammation and heal infections. A powerful compound called quercetin in onions is known to play a significant role in preventing cancer. Onions scavenge free radicals, thereby reducing your risk of developing gastric ulcers. The phytochemicals in onions improve the absorption of vitamin C by the body, which leads to improved immune system activity. Habanero peppers are one of the spiciest foods on the planet, and it is the heat that makes them so beneficial to your health. Habaneros contain a compound called capsaicin, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, capsaicin. Anyways, capsaicin stimulates the blood flow throughout the body, which can help relieve congestion associated with the common cold and sinus infections. They also contain significant amounts of vitamin C, even more than citrus fruits. Turmeric has been called the most effective nutritional supplement in existence. This root has been widely studied by science for its incredible healing properties. It has very powerful compounds called, and here's another one, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it correctly, curcuminoids. The most important of which is curcumin. This could also be pronounced curcumin. It has powerful anti-inflammatory effects, and it is a very strong antioxidant.
Curcumin is a bioactive substance that fights inflammation at the molecular level, blocking certain molecules from entering and disrupting proper cellular function. Now, apple cider vinegar contains high levels of acetic and malic acids, as well as vitamins, minerals, salts, and amino acids. Some of apple cider vinegar's active ingredients are soluble fibers in the form of pectin, vitamin A, vitamin B6, vitamin C, vitamin E, thiamine, lycopene, niacin, pantothenic acid, is one of those words I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, riboflavin, and beta-carotene. It also contains other minerals like sodium, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, iron, and magnesium. All of these powerful substances work together and make apple cider vinegar very effective as an antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal tonic. So there you have it, with all my probably mispronunciations. But bad pronunciation aside, we're going to put this all together and make a powerful antibiotic. So the next thing is to put all the ingredients in your glass gallon jar. And then fill the jar to the top with the apple cider vinegar. At that point, seal the jar up. Now shake it well, get everything mixed up, and put it in a dark place. And then leave the jar in there for at least 2 weeks. And they say that you should let it set and, cook itself together between 2 new moons. But I think 2 weeks works, and I actually have left mine in there for a little over a month. I actually did something a little bit different. After I filled the gallon jar and put it in storage, I had some ingredients left over. So what I did was I took a quart canning jar, put the rest of the ingredients in there, and then filled it to the top with the apple cider vinegar, sealed it up, and stuck it in alongside with the gallon jar. When I took them all out, I simply got me some cheesecloth, laid that over a strainer, and put that over a gallon jug, and poured both jars through the cheesecloth and the strainer into the jug. Once everything was in, I took the contents that was in the cheesecloth, further squeezing that through the strainer just to get as much out of there as I could. Once that was done, and I mixed it mixed it up a little bit, I went ahead and filled 4 or 5 quart jars with the antibiotic. Now from this point, they say if you want to maintain a healthy immune system, to take at least 2 tablespoons of the concoction per day. And the way you do that is put it in your mouth, gargle it a little bit, and swallow it down. Don't dilute it in any way. It's going to be a little hot, and I've also read that if you eat a lemon or an orange afterwards, it helps. But actually, to me, it tastes pretty good. I was kind of scared when I first took a drink, but it actually kind of has a hot sauce flavor to it, and it's really not that bad. They also say that as you're taking the 2 tablespoons per day, to build up your ability to actually drink a small shot glass or a small whiskey glass of that per day. And that will help to strengthen your immune system, which means you're going to be making a lot of this stuff. And if it works, it's going to be worth it. Now, I'm also hoping that this is going to be useful in the absence of pharmaceutical antibiotics when treating things such as, knife wounds, gunshot wounds, any kind of trauma like that you would treat with antibiotics. It's going to be a last resort. If you don't have access to a doctor, let's say we're in a Teotowaki SHTF situation and you stepped on something and stuck it in your foot, and now you have an open wound. You don't have access to pharmaceutical antibiotics. It's a hope that this, if you've prepared it and stored it and you've got plenty, that you can take some major doses of this for a while, and it will hopefully keep you from getting infected. Now, obviously, I am in no way saying that if you have access to the pharmaceutical antibiotics to use this instead. I'm just saying this is kind of a last-ditch effort to prevent any kind of infections that you might get. All right, well, I sure do appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something. And like I said, I'm not a doctor. This is not anything to replace a doctor. This is just something to help us in case we don't have access to a doctor. And it's a last-ditch effort to keep us from getting infections, and also helping to keep our immune systems up, because we're going to need that kind of help when there's an SHTF or Tiatawaki situation. Thank you very much. This is Subtac. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.